Samuel Lester, a small-town waiter known for his kindness, found himself in a whirlwind of headlines after a single act of humanity led to his abrupt firing. But the shocker? Within 24 hours, he was on the phone with none other than Donald Trump himself. The catch? What Trump said flipped Samuel's entire world upside down in ways no one could have predicted. Samuel Lester wasn't just any server at the Grove. He had a rare gift for making people feel valued, no matter who they were. With his easygoing charm and calm presence, Samuel had become a favorite among regular diners. To him, everyone deserved the same level of respect, whether they were dressed to the nines or wore a faded hoodie. That Tuesday afternoon, the restaurant was unusually quiet. The mellow tones of soft jazz floated through the air as the staff busied themselves, wiping down tables and polishing silverware. The sound of the entrance bell broke the lull. Samuel glanced up to see a teenager step inside, flanked by two sharp-eyed men in tailored suits. Right away, Samuel knew this wasn't just another customer. Though he recognized Barron Trump instantly, he treated him no differently than anyone else. With his usual warmth, Samuel greeted him. "Welcome to the Grove. Table for one today?" Barron gave a small nod and gestured toward a booth by the window. Samuel led him over, placing a menu in front of him. "Take all the time you need," he said with a friendly smile. Barron scanned the menu briefly and placed his order, a simple cheeseburger with a soda. Samuel didn't make any comment on the modest choice, just gave a polite nod. Right away, as Samuel walked to the kitchen, his manager, Mr. Walter, intercepted him. "Do you know who just walked in?" Walter asked, his voice tight. Samuel looked back toward the booth. "Not really. Should I?" he replied casually. "That's Barron Trump," Walter hissed. "You know who his father is, don't you?" Samuel nodded. "Sure, I'm aware." "Then you understand how sensitive this is," Walter snapped. "No chit-chat. Keep things professional. We cannot afford any slip-ups. Stick to the basics, got it?" Samuel gave a short nod, hiding his annoyance. He headed back to prepare Barron's order without another word. When the food was ready, he brought it to the table with his usual efficiency. "Here you go. Enjoy your meal," he said, before stepping away. Barron's quiet demeanor didn't faze Samuel. He carried on tending to his other tables, but kept a discreet eye on the young guest. As Barron got up to leave, Samuel noticed something on the booth seat. It was a wallet, clearly forgotten in the rush to go. Samuel quickly called out, "Excuse me, you left this behind." Barron turned back, his expression briefly showing surprise. Samuel handed him the wallet with a steady hand. "Thank you," Barron said softly. Samuel nodded with a small smile and returned to his tasks, but as he glanced toward the kitchen, he caught Walter's disapproving glare. The weight of that look lingered. Later that night, as the dinner rush died down, Walter summoned Samuel into his office. His tone was icy. "You're fired." Samuel froze, stunned. "What? Fired? For what?" he asked, his voice tight with disbelief. "You ignored protocol," Walter stated flatly. "You put us at risk. We can't afford to jeopardize our reputation over carelessness." Samuel left the Grove that evening, his head spinning with frustration and disbelief. He had given years of his life to that job, and it was all gone because of something so insignificant. The next morning, Samuel sat in his small apartment, staring blankly at his laptop. Job listings filled the screen, but none seemed to fit. He felt the crushing weight of the injustice he'd experienced. Just as he was about to close the laptop, his phone buzzed on the table. The number on the screen was unfamiliar. With a resigned sigh, he picked it up. "Hello?" A deep voice came through. "Is this Samuel Lester?" "Yes, speaking. Who's this?" Samuel asked, his curiosity piqued. "This is Donald Trump." For a moment, Samuel thought it was a prank. He paused, unsure. Mr. Trump?" "Yes," came the reply. "My son Barron mentioned what happened at the restaurant yesterday. He said you helped him when he left his wallet behind." Trump said. Samuel was caught off guard. It wasn't a big deal, sir. Anyone would have done the same thing. Well, apparently not, Trump responded. And I also heard that your manager fired you because of it. That's unacceptable, he continued. Samuel didn't know what to say. You seem like a good man, Samuel. I don't stand for people being punished for doing the right thing. Here's what I'm going to do. I have a spot for you at one of my properties. You name the role, and we'll make it happen. Samuel blinked, his mind spinning. I don't know what to say, sir. Say yes, Trump replied. My assistant will get in touch with you for the details. Before Samuel could say anything else, the line went dead. He sat in silence, staring at his phone in disbelief, replaying the conversation over and over. Could this really be happening? The Trump International Hotel was a world Samuel had never imagined stepping into. It towered over the streets, its sleek, luxurious design feeling like something from another world, miles away from the Grove. Samuel adjusted his tie as he approached the grand revolving doors. A receptionist greeted him warmly. Mr. Lester, welcome. Mr. Trump has arranged a meeting with our executive team. Inside a conference room, with floor-to-ceiling windows, Samuel was introduced to a group of polished, professional faces. The meeting was thorough but inviting. They asked about his background, his skills, and where he saw himself fitting in. By the end of it, Samuel was offered a managerial role in guest relations. The position came with responsibilities he hadn't dreamed of, and a salary that left him speechless. Over the following weeks, Samuel threw himself into his new job. The staff respected him, guests appreciated his dedication, and for the first time in a long time, he felt truly valued. Months went by, and Samuel's life had changed. Then, one evening, he received an invitation he couldn't refuse. A dinner with the Trump family. Seated in a private dining room, Samuel felt a mixture of nerves and gratitude. Barron greeted him warmly, no longer the shy boy he'd first met. Thank you, Barron said. You didn't have to help me that day, but you did. My dad says people like you are rare. Donald Trump raised his glass to Samuel, a man who reminds us all that kindness never goes unnoticed. Applause filled the room, but Samuel's smile was quiet and sincere. In that moment, he realized how one simple act of kindness had completely transformed his life. And that's the end of this story. Thanks for sticking with it. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Turn on notifications for more amazing stories. Have a wonderful day.